Yo, how's it going, gamers? So 2 days ago, I made, and pretty much everyone else, made a video talking about the crash out that was done by the YouTuber that goes by Mujin. If you require prior context, make sure to check out my last video regarding Mujin. It is a certified hood classic, so it looks like we've been blessed by the slop gods because just a few hours ago, he put out this video. I haven't seen it yet. I was waiting to see this with all of my amigos and amigas, and now that everyone's here and everyone has their snacks ready, I am looking forward to seeing how he defends, number one, his horrible video, number two, the crash out that he had on Twitter, which I think is low-key kind of the worst part, but I digress. If you end up enjoying this video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And with that said, let's just get right into it.
All right, so first things first, this video is not monetized. I'm not about to pull a CC in the big 2026. I'm making this in regard to my last video about Sykkuno. I want to clarify how this video came to be, while also taking accountability and apologizing for the mistakes that I made. At the same time, I also want to clear up some misinformation spread about me over the last few days. This video was meant to come out a bit earlier, but I was told by someone in the know that Sykkuno might release a joint statement with his girlfriend, so I chose to wait for that first, just in case. I'll also be going through that later in the video. So, how did this all begin? Well, for me, it was on April 7th when I was reached out to by Mal for the first time. I was told that a Google Doc was releasing soon about a big content creator. And this is when I was asked if I wanted access to it early to maybe make a video about it. The document was going to publicly release on the 10th anyway. This means that this wasn't some grand conspiracy, okay? This document was going to release with or without me. And while yes, rumors of Sykkuno's behavior have been floating around for a while now between certain content creator circles, none of this was gonna really convince me to make an early video. If you've watched my channel before, then you'd know that I'm someone who highly values both sides of the story. It's actually something that I always implore you to do before forming your own opinions. And while I do receive so many DMs about scoops or exclusive info about certain topics, I mostly never take them, always choosing to wait for things to unfold in public first before making my videos. What made the situation special though was the 17-minute video recording of the voice call between Mal and Sykkuno. My logic here was simple. It was me thinking that we already had the other side of the story, and it was Sykkuno admitting to his wrongdoings in the most raw and unfiltered way possible. So I figured that was enough. At the same time, I thought that since my channel had grown exponentially, don't ask me how or why because I have no idea, I could maybe use my platform for a good cause, spreading awareness about Sykkuno's behavior so that no one else gets tricked into being a homewrecker against their will, while in parallel, encouraging others who have been wronged by him to finally speak up.
I mean, I guess that's a noble cause, if you will. Like, yeah, I'm here to protect victims. I understand where Mujin and others alike are coming from, but at the same time, it's like everyone piling on made everyone forget who the real victim and the real hurt person was in this situation. And that person being the girlfriend, not these random e-girls that slept with them. They are not the victims. And the way people were treating them, you would think they were trafficked. The attention was taken away from, once again, the real harm and the real shitty situation, which was the girlfriend being cheated on, right? That was the story. And Mujin and others alike completely fumbled that story, and it turned into what it is now.
Seeing that the person speaking up was doing so from a small account, I figured I could help amplify that message to spread maximum awareness. Now yes, some people could definitely argue that I was desperate for a topic to bring in views, but to me it didn't matter because I was already lucky enough to be able to cover niche topics I enjoy and still somehow reach over 1 million views on them.
I mean, talking about PETA and the massive CC drama situation. Oh, this is not CC, this is 10 cents, the whole drama with those Valorant players. Not really niche, but sure. I think what happened here was, and it happens to every content creator, but sometimes you could sniff a story and you're like, this is going to make me so much money and it's going to grow the channel. And maybe this is just the evil side of me, but I do think that Mujin knew damn well that this video was going to perform crazy. And how do I know this? It's because on the crash out, he was flexing how much millions of views he was getting. And he sniffed a 1 out of 10, 2 million views in a week and didn't really care about who he hurt or who he dragged.
Releasing the video around the same time as the document meant that I was taking a substantial risk by putting my channel's reputation on the line. I knew this, even at the time, but it was a risk I was willing to take if it meant that I was doing the right thing. Unfortunately though, it didn't really work out as I had hoped, and I ended up making mistakes that I need to take accountability for, which is why we're here today. The first mistake can be found in the intro of the video, and it's me using the word predator. Yes, it was my idea, and the logic behind it was me trying to encompass everything, like the serial cheating, lying, and deliberate targeting of smaller content creators into one word. Before using it, I even made sure to double check its definition in multiple dictionaries, which said things like a person or an organization that uses weaker people for their own advantage, or one who injures or exploits others for personal gain or profit.
I'm sorry, but this is so fucking stupid. Dare I say the R word? Everyone, each and every single one of you and myself, we know what the word predator is. Everyone knows that if you put predator in a title, or you say it multiple times, or you drop it here and there, it's like we know what you're talking about. The word predator is synonymous with being a pedophile. So the average person hears predator, Sykkuno, oh, he's a predator. So AKA he goes after underage girls and he's a freak and he's the Valorant Diddy and all of this other crazy shit, right? So don't play the fucking dictionary game with me. Guys, I mean, predator literally means one who injures or exploits others for personal gain or profit, guys. That's what I meant. I don't believe this.
I had to come to the conclusion that, yeah, this word fits. I'd find out quickly afterwards, though, that for many people, that word is only reserved to describe pedophiles or sexual predators, which made a substantial amount of people feel misled after watching the intro of my video. It made it seem like a hit piece, exaggerating things, and it also made it seem like Sykkuno had committed very serious crimes, enough to land him in a high-security prison or something, when that clearly wasn't the case. That was not my intention at all, and I'm sorry for that. From now on, I'll only use that word to refer to pedophiles or sexual predators. That's it. No exceptions. I'd also like to say that yes, the video was rushed. It simply didn't meet the quality standard that you'd expect of me, and that's without even mentioning that it was clearly biased and didn't attempt to see different viewpoints. There's a reason I don't typically reach out to people involved in public incidents, because it's very easy to form bias after you communicate directly with them. It's just human. So yeah, what Mal said at the end of her call with Sykkuno was off-putting, and it wouldn't have hurt for me to point that out. I get that. I was instead more focused on Sykkuno's admittance of guilt. I'm sorry for letting you guys down in that regard. You trust me with a certain quality standard, and I just couldn't deliver it this time, and that's on me. I also want to apologize to Sykkuno's girlfriend. In the 17-minute video of the voice recording, there was one frame, which represents 1/60th of a second, that wasn't blurred, and it leaked to the group chat she was in when she found out that Sykkuno had been cheating on her with multiple people. This frame was enough for certain individuals to confirm her username, and it impeded on her privacy. I was not the one who handled blurring it, but I still included the entire thing in my own video and completely missed that detail. So I take full responsibility for that. I'm sorry. Statement that was posted by Sykkuno and his girlfriend. The first half would be written by Sykkuno. In it, he'd reiterate that he lied to people about being single and that he has been unfaithful to his girlfriend. He'd apologize and say that he'd be taking a break from streaming in order to better himself. He'd also call out anyone trying to frame him with false accusations. So yeah, as you can see, not much has changed. He's already admitted to these things in the voice call with Mal. When it comes to false accusations though, yes, there are stories that have circulated for years among some VTubers that accuse Sykkuno of doing worse than cheating. At this point though, it is not up to me to say whether it's true or not, just pointing out what he might be referring to. He could also be referring to the word predator, which I already apologized for. Now the second half of this statement would be written by his girlfriend. She'd express how hard this has all been on her, and how hurt she felt over not having a choice on whether this went public or not, saying that she understands that many people were hurt, but that her feelings felt like they weren't really considered at all. She'd call out people who sought to use this incident for profit, and would say that even prior to this going public, she was already trying to work through things with Sykkuno in order to repair their relationship together. She'd end her statement by saying that even with everything that has come out, she doesn't consider Sykkuno's actions irredeemable. She's going to stay with him and try to fix their relationship in spite of everything.
So it's been 2 days since I dropped my video on Mujin, and I covered Sykkuno and Mujin and like pretty much everything up to that point. Yeah, I think it's pretty fucking crazy to continue and stay with someone like that. To each their own, and even 2 days after all of this, I still think the same thing. It's like crazy thing to do. I don't know if that's something that I would ever do. Believe it or not, I respect myself enough to not stay with someone like that. It's just very interesting.
I can't imagine what she's been through in just these last few weeks. Finding out that your boyfriend has been cheating on you for years, that he slept with someone as recently as December 2025 behind your back, and that he was still trying to arrange a meetup with someone else as you were already trying to fix your relationship after what had happened in December. I mean, seriously, it's just insane. I did have a hand in spreading this to the public by releasing my video so quickly, and I simply had no right to do so, and for that, I am sorry. Now, I've seen some people's reactions to this announcement, and yeah, as you might expect, it's not sunshine and roses. This whole topic has been extremely polarizing on the internet to begin with, and the girlfriend in particular is getting hate thrown her way with people calling her things like gold digger or Stockholm Syndrome victim for not leaving him. Here's the thing though. What matters here is that Sykkuno stops his serial cheating streak and that he stops lying to women about him being single while turning them into homewreckers against their will. That's it. If she wants to stay, that's her choice. She doesn't deserve to get nasty things said about her though. I wish her the best, and I again would like to apologize if I directly contributed to any harm that she might have gone through. That was not my intention. I screwed up, I'm going to say sorry, and I will improve.
Okay, everyone puts out a stinker every now and then. It happens. Let's move on. So far, I think Mujin's response is pretty solid. Still waiting for him to explain the Twitter crash out. I don't know if he's gonna talk about it. I mean, there's like a minute and a half left. I mean, hopefully he does, because that's the real reason why so many YouTubers, myself included, decided to drop a video on Mujin in the first place. Because I was like, yeah, you know, we're humans, we're YouTubers, we're flawed, we put out a shitty video every now and then. It happens, right? Either move on, put out the next banger, ignore, or address whatever you personally want to do. I was just like, yeah, you know, he fucked up, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But then he had his Twitter meltdown where he was just being a pretentious douchebag, and I'm like, all right, this motherfucker needs to be like taken down a peg or two. That is the real issue that I have with him. Let's see if he addresses it.
I'll never give another exception to a scoop or exclusive info. I will do what I've always done on this channel and talk about things that have already played out in public. I don't care if a 5-star general gives me info about World War III starting tomorrow. I will make the video after the nukes drop. I also realize now just how much you guys value my objectivity. I understand that I'm not perfect at it, and I probably never will be, but I'll always strive to present information to you in the most balanced way possible so that you can, in the end, form your own opinion. And finally, no matter how much this channel grows, I'll always ask you to be honest with me.
All right, so the video ended, and he doesn't address the Twitter meltdown he had. Like, it wasn't even the crash out. This guy was attacking other people. You only addressed part of it because the Twitter meltdown was related to the Sykkuno situation. We're only getting half of it. I mean, this guy's like, yeah, you know, I want to be real. I wouldn't lie to you guys. I want to keep it 100. And it's like more like keeping it 50. Now, I've been reading the comment section for a minute now, and everyone seems to forgive him, right? Everyone's cool with him, which, once again, I personally think his apology, this response is fine. It just left a bad taste in my mouth, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, I give this like a 6, maybe a 6, 7, if you will. Good on you for taking accountability, and, you know, I don't know, man, maybe next time don't have a fucking mental breakdown on Twitter next time you get called out. Decent response. Don't really have that much to say, but what do you guys think of it? Do you think this is a valid response? Let me know in the comments below. And with that said, I am out. Adios.